Hello YouTube, this is Keith Kevin Ken. How you doing? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. It's time again for the knife of the day. This is the series where I go through my collection one knife at a time, one day at a time. We're over 165 knives on the playlist. Go check it out. We also have a playlist with pocket dumps and just hundreds and hundreds of knives and hundreds of knife combinations. Go check out one of the playlists on the Keith Kevin Ken channel. This one right here. Today, the knife of the day is the Spyderco Stretch Burnt Orange HAP 40. It's a sprint run. It's one of the HAP 40 set. There's a lot of new HAP 40 knives coming out. Some of the newer ones you can see on the playlist. But this is one of the original HAP 40 sprint run knives. I'm recording this in 2017. In 2016, last year, Spyderco released several of these. In HAP 40, it was their first offer with HAP 40 steel. It was the Stretch, the Dragonfly, the Endura, the Delica, the Man Bug, and the Ladybug. Of course, this year, 2017, they've already come out with several HAP 40 steels as sprint runs. This is a sprint run. It is already discontinued. That's what happens with sprint run. If you're not familiar with Spyderco sprint runs, they are limited edition knives. They're usually they're always variations of an original release. Sometimes they bring back a knife that has been discontinued. They bring it back as a sprint run. Sprint run means that it is limited. Around a thousand plus or minus 200 or so. Once they're sold out, they're sold out. They're sold out forever. Of course, you can get them on the secondary market. I had to pick up all the HAP 40 steel knives. I just love it with the burnt orange fiberglass reinforced nylon handle. So let's talk about the blade. That's what it's really about. Now, the Spyderco Stretch is based on one of Spyderco's earlier knives. In 1983, they came out with a knife called the Hunter. And guess who it was aimed at? Yep, hunters. It was aimed at skinning animals and that sort of thing. Well, this is the newer, more improved version of the Hunter. It's the Stretch. And of course, it's still good for hunting and you know, with that full flat grind, gives you a lot of slicing. It's a nice thin blade that can get under the skin, but it's also wonderful for EDC use. And that's why Spyderco came out with the Stretch for more ordinary, generalized use, not just for hunting, but they're still great hunting knives. The great thing about this blade, of course, is the HAP 40 steel. It's very strong, very doable, holds an edge very well. You can see the HAP 40, everything below that line on the blade, you see that line, is HAP 40 steel. What Spyderco has done is they sandwich the HAP 40 steel in between two slabs of SUS 410 steel. That gives it more rust resistance and more strength. They've done that on a number of their knives, especially sprint runs, where they have this special steel. I like it. It's a nice size, and I'm going to compare it with the Endura and the Paramilitary 2 at the end of this. But it's more on the larger side for Spyderco. But man, for some reason, I don't know what it is. I love a smaller knife. It just fits nicely. Just a tad smaller. I think it's the handle. The handle, while the blade is close to the Endura and the Para 2, the handle is closer to Para 2, a smaller handle, which I think is why I like it so much. The blade is 3.5 inches. You know, there is a choil right here, a forward choil. It's not as pronounced as we're used to on Spyderco blades, but it's real nice. It's about 50-50. You get a little of the handle, 50% handle, 50% blade. That leaves that edge at 3.2 inches of pure edge. It's got jimping going up the blade, has a little jimping on the steel part of that choil, like it always does. It's 8 inches total. 8 inches, as you see it right there in my hand. 3.3 ounces. So it's lightweight because of that FRN scales. Fiberglass reinforced nylon scales. I'll tell you, Spyderco does it, at least from my experiences, better than others. I love this lightweight. It's plastic. I call it space age plastic, made of fiberglass reinforced nylon, and it's just really well done. And you hear the snapping. That's because it has that very strong back lock. Spyderco has been working on the back lock on their knives for the 40 years that it's been around, and boy, they've really gotten it together. Eric Glesser always talks about that back lock, even though it's not their original, right? He loves his compression lock and all of that, but he talks about how far they've come with the back lock, and it's real nice and sturdy. Really a nice knife. The clip is a regular clip for Spyderco, 4-way, right, left, up, or down. I'll tell you, you don't see the stretch a lot. It is a real nice standard for Spyderco. I really like it. And I love its place with the HAP 40 steels. You'll be seeing more of the Sprint Run collection as we go through this. I see these on the secondary market, but again, they're very limited. This, my friends, is the Spyderco Stretch. It's a Sprint Run because it has that HAP 40 steel. It's part of that burnt orange collection from Spyderco, the Endura, the Delica, the Dragonfly, the Ladybug, the Man Bug, and of course, the Stretch. If you're enjoying these daily knives of the day, don't forget, show me your love, like the video. Also subscribe, that really helps out. And turn on your notifications. I know I've been bogged down at work. I really have. But I love doing these daily videos. And we'll get into other videos over the weekend. Monday through Friday, it's always the knife of the day, and we have a ways to go. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for spending so much of your time with me. I know how precious that is. Hey, take a few minutes just for yourself. It's hard to do. I know it's hard for me to do, but just turn off the social media. Just makes you a better person. Helps you be a better person with your family and friends. Man, I wish I would have done it 50 years ago. I didn't. You guys have a perfect day. Keep those pockets full. Goodbye.